What internet marketing expert should you spend your valuable time listening to? Listen to someone who has over 20 years of web marketing experience and hundreds of website marketing success stories. That man is Aaron Sparks from Site Strategics. And this is Edge of the Web Radio.
Yeah, we wanted to talk about a subject that is a regular hesitation when working with clients, and Doug, you actually breathed some life into this really early. Is clients say, "Why does my business need to be on social media?" Right. And does it affect my search engine rankings? Well, we're here to tell you that it's real. It's affecting your site right now, and it's here to stay.
And it's growing. It's growing significantly day by day. So.
It is, and it's time to wake up. Social media is here, and it does influence your SEO campaign. No matter if your business is big or small, you cannot avoid creating a strategic social media plan to complement your SEO and other marketing efforts.
I think people confuse all the time when they hear social media. They think, their kids on Facebook or Twitter or Kim Kardashian or whatever, and they don't realize that when people are sitting down at work, they're still in Facebook and there's groups or LinkedIn groups or on Twitter following, and they're finding out information about their jobs, getting tools, information, researching their next purchase, everything else. There's the whole business aspect of social media that businesses really don't pay attention to. They just think it's it's a fad and we'll keep dialing for dollars. And unfortunately, when they start to look at their own actions, they start to go, wait a second, the last time we bought a tool, it was because of someone that I had noticed on Facebook had mentioned it and this and that. So, companies are starting to figure it out. But if you're an old school company that hasn't figured it out, you're probably hurting a little bit or spending too much money on leads.
There's a vacuum that's affecting your own website, and there's a conversation going on from your competitors. Right. They're actually having a conversation with your potential customers.
It used to be a few years ago, you could really get a lot of attention and really kind of jump ahead of your competitors by being on social media because it was early.
Right.
Now we've kind of got beyond that where it's just a necessity. Now it's another medium that you have to manage. You have to somehow manage. And
if I take a cylinder out of your 8-cylinder Hemi,
exactly.
It's not a Hemi anymore. And we talk about these building blocks all the time, but I'm one of the 80-20 principle we talk about in our shop on a regular basis. It's if there's one thing that you can do, a lot of times that one thing is get your social media in order and start communicating. What kind of content is good content? Here's a perfect example. Hang out with your sales teams and your account executives for a day and see the questions that they get asked over and over again.
Right.
If clients or prospects are asking questions on the phone, they're likely asking Google and Bing as well. So have the answers there for them to click on and take action.
Yeah.
You need to make newsworthy content. You need to make content that people care about and want to share.
Yeah.
Don't try to be too self-promotional here, and no one likes to look how neat we are. They don't want to see that type of content. They really don't. And on top of that, ride the news. This is a great concept here is in your social media and we do that on a regular basis for our clients. We'll pay attention to all the industry news going on in that particular vertical industry and current events, different holidays, breaking news. Whatever spin you take that so your customers and prospects will thank you for giving you that information. It's like a ratio of information that you send out. We try to do like a 5-to-1 ratio.
You do a great job. Yeah,
appreciate it. Of just talking about industry news and then talking about something that we did in 5 times, and it's not that exact ratio, but the fact of the matter is that you want to build an interest level in prospects that are looking at you.
Well, when companies are hiring site strategics, they're hiring site strategics because of your expertise in the industry and your experience in the industry. They don't want to hear about another tool from another place. They want to go, hey, Aaron, we read about this. Is this something that would be interesting to our, to our strategy? And they expect you to have an answer.
Right.
And so the great thing about being a company that does that keeps up on top of that is, you guys, and we have conversations all the time like that,
That's
hey,
right.
did you read about that? Yeah, we did. And here's my take, and here's, and our back and forth. And so, it's building authority, beyond what your service or product is. It's an expertise there. And that's whether you're a garage door repair company, that understands how cold weather, hot weather, maintenance on your house, whether house prices are going up or down, and how you can impact it with a new garage door, right? I mean, that sounds like it's not fancy, but it absolutely is applicable.
That's right. And you have to look at how your salespeople approach customers and what the customers are needing, and that absolutely drives the direction of your content. What search engines look at in regards to social media. Are you familiar with the social graph and social patterns? Well, there's a few signals that search engines look at to rank the content of your website. Your social followers. Who actually follows you, and how often you're getting a like or a retweet on the information that you broadcast out. How many social followers or fans that you have. That's a factor that the engines are actually pairing up to your domain. How many shares, how many +1s in the realm of Google+? Who's sharing your content? Who is sharing your content, and what type of authority they've got? And that, I can't stress that enough.
And that's the key right there, right? Yeah. I read an article that someone was arguing about authorship. They were arguing that it has absolutely zero weight on search engine results right now. And
who was arguing that?
I know it was and technically they may be right in that Google is probably not going to penalize one company versus raise another one just whether they have authorship turned on or not.
Correct. Right.
But what they're missing is the secondary signals. And that's that if you have authorship turned on and people are more apt to click through on your search engine result and people are more apt to talk about it, therefore when they talk about it, they create backlinks on it.
Yep.
Now you are going to rank higher based off of all of that secondary and
it's like putting hot sauce on that taco.
Yeah.
I mean, you can
hot sauce on the taco.
You can do pico de gallo, But if you're gonna do it, you're gonna do it right?
I did
hot sauce on the taco.
I would like to say that like the authorship comment, nobody knows the secret sauce of Google and all the social factors that are going into play.
Yep.
But I think engagement is one of the most important factors that you can have on showing the social signals.
And there's no easier way to tell whether you're fibbing or not. Right, than seeing other experts on a given topic talk about you.
Exactly. Right. And rest assured that people are paying attention to those experts and how they mention you. It's the popularity of the content that you're driving, the timeliness and the trust of the content. Patterns both natural and unnatural. Here's a tip for you guys: don't be unnatural in your social sharing. Remember link farms, if you've heard of those. There's a lot of people that are making content farms, social content farms to spread their content. Don't do this. Do it naturally. I mean, there's no corners to be cut in how you communicate. Do you think search engines like Google and Bing do not notice this?
Yeah.
Think again. It stands out like a sore thumb to Google and Bing. If you get caught, you might as well kiss all that hard work.
Thousands of PhDs writing those algorithms.
Yeah, you got that right.
You think some guy in Toledo, Ohio,
exactly.
He's gamed it.
Yep.
There's no room for being shady in today's marketing world, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it's just hard work and it's momentum too.
Yeah.
It's not going to be overnight. You start tweeting and get a Facebook presence. I always tell people it's like a retirement fund. Every time you go out there and you touch your audience and you give them advice, over